Have you ever tried to figure out God? Is God incomprehensible? I want to talk to you about that today in your morning cup of inspiration because we try to think like God thinks, right? We want to think like He thinks, although our minds cannot think like God's mind. Our human mind just can't comprehend the whole mystery of God. And in the beginning of the Gospel of John, we find how God let Himself be discovered in the person of Jesus Christ. In John 1:14, the Bible tells us, "And the Word became flesh and made His dwelling among us, and we saw His glory, the glory as of the Father's only Son, full of grace and truth." You know, God will always remain a mystery to us as God, but when we think about it, He made Himself in human form through Jesus, so that all we have to do is look to Jesus to see God. But still trying to concentrate on who Jesus is then, and trying to understand His thinking is another thing too, right? We learn more about God through prayer, through reading our Bible, through meditation on the Word, through singing praises. However we consciously can connect with Him, we can learn from Him because He becomes a part of us through His Spirit. He's all-knowing, all-powerful. Thousands of people pray at the same time to Him, and there's times when I'm thinking, how can He hear all those prayers at the same time and answer each one or understand each one? But that's what God is. That's why we can't understand Him and understand the way He thinks. But yet, He does this. In Isaiah 55:8, the Bible tells us, it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord." See, He already knew that we were going to question that and try to figure out His mind. But His mind is not our mind at all. He's so much superior. He created us. He created the universe. We can't create a universe, but God can. So in one sense, God is incomprehensible. But Apostle Paul, he said over in Romans 11:33, "Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God, how unsearchable His judgments and His paths beyond tracing out." And then the prophet Isaiah said over in Isaiah 40:18, "With whom then will you compare God?" God is beyond compare. No category or thought or imagination can fully comprehend an infinite God. Our limited minds are incapable of grasping an all-powerful God. It's a fact, and we know it. There's no way we can comprehend God, but God came forth through Jesus so that we can see God in the flesh, and He let Him dwell among us. In John 14:9, it says, "Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father," and that was Jesus talking. This all came up when I was reading on 1 Corinthians 13:12. "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even also as I am known." King James, that's a little tough, right? So the NIV version is, "For now we only see a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face." When we see Him face to face, "Now I know in part, that I shall know fully, even as I am known fully." So when we see God face to face, we will understand what He understands, what He wants us to know, and we will understand more of His thinking at that time. God bless everyone. Look forward to seeing you again for another morning cup of inspiration. Have a wonderful day.